Peace, friends and enemies. Welcome to Question Everything, where we question everything. I am your host, Matus the Pharaoh. I am joined by the beautifully divine, take it one breath at a time. How you always read in my mind, Trix. What's the deal? How you doing, Trix?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed, as always.
As always.
Well, not always. There's got to be balance. Some days I'm cursed, but not this day.
Bro, you stay away with me.
And, of course, my other co-host, El Boogie. What's up, Elkoomson? How you living?
I'm living good, as always. In the vibes, as always will be every single time you see this. But, yeah.
You got some new shine on your face. What's this little gleam?
I just applied a little bit of ritual oil.
This guy. I'm talking about the nose ring.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I did this today. Shout out to my sister.
Shout out to your sister for the hookup.
She hooked me up.
That's what it is,
so,
bro.
She hit me up. She got me with this one and something on my ear too. But yeah, you catch it one time.
You see it.
You catch it one day.
And of course, we're joined with our illustrious and lovely guest, A.Girl.
What's goody?
What's the deal, A.Girl? How you living?
Chilling.
Can I call you Angel, or what would you prefer?
Yes.
You wouldn't prefer Angel? All right,
yes.
I want to call you Angel.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Where did you get A.Girl? Like, how did that come about?
Really, it was just needing to like move on to like a different identity almost, and like have a different stage name, because I was going from like young Angel to growing up Angel. So
Yeah,
like,
fully.
I was like, I need to just
Big
like,
transition.
Yeah, like separate those two. So I was like, I need a new name. And my real name is Hinenui Tarangi, so like it's like a traditional Māori name. Beautiful. And Hine in the beginning of my name means girl, and I just took the A from Angel and just like.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yo, that's so dope.
Together.
I had a theory about your name.
What was it?
My theory was that it came from like, yeah, but she's a girl.
Yeah, that
And then
too.
you would prove everyone wrong in the room, and it'd be like, but she's a girl.
That's it.
Yeah?
That was it as well.
Okay,
like
cool.
that was like getting my name was one thing, but then like it was only when people started like referring to me as a girl that I was like, this is like a word, you know, like it's like a thing.
It is a thing.
And it's gonna be a thing.
Definitely.
I'm making it a thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a thing. Like it was just like, I just need a new name,
Yeah.
keep my two identities, but like
Fully.
move it forward.
And
then
then
it became like something. And then I was just like, fuck it, let's roll with it. Let's make it something.
I think sometimes we're not aware of what we're doing like consciously, but we're doing it in the shadows.
Facts.
Like our future self is laying some shit down for us, but we're not aware of it here in the present, but we're doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like, I mean, you're an upcoming artist. You're dropping like crazy songs. Everyone's like, I really feel like there's a lot of well-deserved energy around you. You know what I mean? And like you're only at the cusp. You know, your potential is immense and crazy.
Facts.
And I just think like you're one of the best kept secrets in Sydney, and you have to just eat every motherfucker alive, yo, because you have the skill to eat everyone alive. And they're gonna be like, that girl just took everyone the fuck out, and I just think you have that power. So more power to you.
A-Girl.
A-Girl. Who did it? A-Girl. Which girl? A-Girl.
Got her name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they said.
No doubt. Well, I'm glad that you're here with us.
Thank you very much.
So this show, this podcast, the idea behind it, we call it Question Everything, and we question everything. So everything's on the table, and there are 100 questions. Now you pick at random any number between 1 to 100, and then El Boogie reads out that question marked with that number.
Sick.
And then we just go, you know, have a conversation about it, see how you feel, see how we feel, you know, have a little convo, little yarn. Are you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. What's your first number then?
1.
Yo, okay. Why 1?
I don't know. I just started 1.
It's number
and
1.
Then,
Okay.
It just start at 1.
Yeah.
We ready for this?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. First question is there a God? If so, which God?
Ooh.
Deep.
That's deep as fuck.
Deepness.
That is deep.
I know you're a spiritual person.
Very.
Yeah. So I think the thing about this question is intriguing is because I often get asked, do I believe in God? And my question is, which God?
Yeah.
Because like God isn't a name, it's a thing, right? It's a deity. So what are we referring to? Because human beings, we're going to be, I find it's very like supremacist thinking, superior idea if you think that you can just refer to that word and it be your God.
Yeah.
When there have been thousands of gods have been represented and symbolized through different people at different points in time. So it's like, well, what are we talking about here? So how do you answer a question like that?
Genuinely, like, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm trying to still figure that shit out. I could not give you a yes or no answer because I would just be like, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
that's a lot.
You know me? Like,
yeah. That's the most sincere. I think that is the best answer anyone could give because it's the realest answer.
Yeah.
The X that I have tattooed under my eye represents the unknown, right? Because the X factor in anything, especially mathematics, we see is represented by the unknown as an X. And so the idea of it being underneath my eye is that I'm seeking the unknown. And for me, it's like my answer is I don't know. And I'm courageous enough to say I don't know. I think it's very easy to say we have all the answers and follow some dogma, some doctrine, some objective idea of truth and make you feel comfortable in that. But it's like we don't have the answers. We don't have the evidence. And it's more powerful and actually more people think, oh, well, if you don't have a one answer, if you're not sure, don't you live a life that's empty? And it's like, nah, I live a life so full because it has all the options. It has all the possibilities. I'll entertain all the things that don't contradict reality. So maybe it's a simulation. Maybe it's a resurrection. Maybe there's 17 gods. Maybe there's one God. Maybe you are God.
Fact.
You know, like, how do you know? And there's something really powerful about, like, not knowing. Do you feel more, because obviously you're on a spiritual journey, and it's that uncertainty of just, like, looking and seeking. Do you feel at some point in your life you had certainty, and then you realized that certainty was bullshit?
Nah, not ever.
You never had certainty, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not ever. I always was just like, how? You know, like there's just so many questions.
Yeah.
And shit don't just match. Like not everything matches up. You know what I mean? Like
you were seeing the contradictions.
Always,
you were calling
always,
that shit.
yeah, always. I was just like, nah, there's
some holes in this story.
Yeah, there's something.
There's
something we got to figure out, and I haven't figured that out yet.
Because some people, I think there's two kinds of people. One person will look at a contradiction or a problem and make an excuse for it, a justification for it. And another person will recognize what the fuck is there and like point that out, even if it jeopardizes their identity or their relationships or anything. It's like, no, but truth is truth. You know what I mean? I know, Elle, you're kind of a truth seeker too, like in that sense of like, even if it doesn't necessarily, like you'll go against the grain. Right?
Definitely go against the grain because fuck the system.
Fuck, straight to it, yeah. Fuck the system.
I'm sorry, but like, look, honestly, me personally, like when people ask me if I believe in God or not or whatever, I'm just like, sorry, I believe in the devil, because it just goes because at the end of the day, I don't know what I actually believe in, and if there's anything, I feel like the devil, like symbolically and stuff like that, or anything to do with all that stuff that you're supposed to be scared of or whatnot, like. It's just something that is just like an idea. And then if it's something like that, it's just an idea. It should be questioned the same thing about the idea of God. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like what's really going on? So I just pretty much live in my own essence, doing what I believe is real. Like I keep going with the real shit. Like if God is anything to me, it's just consciousness. It's just us being able to like being here, to be conscious, to be able to perceive the fact that any of the shit is even going on. You know what I'm saying? Or even for it itself to be recognized or anything. Something like that is just consciousness. It's like it's here right now. You know, we're all part of it. But if without that, it's just nothingness. So
you resonate with the thing that I always say, right? Like, so my view of it is, although I don't know, my running idea, like my go-to number one possibility is that there is one universal consciousness and it's experiencing itself at a subjective individual level.
100%.
We are the God that we're seeking.
Yeah.
And we're that God trying to experience its own essence, because it's not a being, it's not in a space, time or location. It is space, time, location. It's everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just God experience. There's no good or bad in the essence of God. It's just there's just being, and God is just experiencing everything. You know what I'm saying? And you return back to the essence, and you might come back. I don't know. Trix, how do you feel about all of this? Especially recently, I like, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been connecting with a lot of what your ancestors believed and just like learning about.
I've been looking like a lot into like the like Tongan mythology and the creation story. I think I spoke about this before, but I'm like spiritual, and for a long time I was like, okay, so what like deities, who do I look to? And a lot of the gods and people that were in the books weren't people that I kind of like resonated with, and I'm like, hold on, there has to be someone somewhere that I can resonate with, something that I have a connection to. And then I looked back and I was like, oh, wait, my people have creation stories, and my people have gods and deities and goddesses that they believe in. Like the first like daughter of the people like in our creation story was a goddess. So like before we had
monarchy, there's like not a monarchy, there's a matriarchy.
Yeah, so Hikuleo. Yeah, so she was like the first. So then I've been looking a bit more into that recently, trying to like find some connection. So, but they're not gods. Like they are.
It's a different idea of what God is.
Yeah. And it's also like there's multiple of them.
Yeah.
It's like different gods for different things. And yeah. So I think I definitely believe in it in that sense. I think that I think it's silly to think that there's just like one like sky daddy just like sitting at his fucking desk being like, yeah,
that guy,
I made this,
that guy,
cool.
Yeah.
Like I think it's silly to ignore all the possibilities that
yeah, fully. I mean, because at the end of the day, my whole thing is you got to look at evidence. You know, for anything rationally, you look at evidence. And if you look at evidence and there is no evidence, then you come to a conclusion based on or contradictive evidence or stuff that goes against what we know. And when people tell me you got to have faith, I'm like, well, faith is a catch-22.
Yeah.
Because in order to have faith means that you don't take evidence into account.
Yeah.
And if you don't take evidence into account, you're just going in it blindly.
Yeah.
And if you're going to then get judged and you're going to give an eternal place, heaven or hell, based on a faith-based move, it's ridiculous. Because you literally have your luck of the draw. It's not actually about you. Because at some point, if you use rationale and logic to come to a conclusion about a religious belief, then you have to use rationale and logic the whole way through. You don't just use it when you enter the door and then when you find out other shit and you're like, hold up a minute, that makes no sense. And they say, just have faith. It's like, nah, bro.
It doesn't make sense, bro.
Don't tell me to have faith.
Don't fucking gaslight me.
Yeah, it is. It's gaslighting. Because it's like, you're telling me my soul is going to be based on this, but you cannot even give me solid like evidence. Like, what kind of fuck shit is this? Like, I question the person that, like, if you believe in this being that's going to set this up as the idea of how I'm going to test you. Well, fuck that being. That being isn't like merciful and gracious and justified. This shit is terrible. Like, if this was a person doing this, we would say that they're an oppressive, like, ego driven. We would call that person Trump. Like, do you know what I mean?
Facts.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just like, even what Elle was saying about the devil whole thing, the whole persona of the devil. Sometimes then you got to question, well, if there is a God, does this God actually give a shit?
Yeah.
Is this God a slave owner? You know what I mean? Like, what is it about the idea of blind? We're joined by Nagasaki right now. Naga got something to say. Naga, like, I am your God.
he is the God.
Me.
We worship this thing.
Yeah, I swear to God, like literally work for this guy. Clean his ass. You know,
support the podcast so that we can feed Nagasaki.
Yeah, please.
You know what I mean?
Go find me an account for Naga.
Cat food be pricey these days, son.
I swear, man.
He's got expensive taste.
Man, he's got expensive taste.
Yeah, facts. But like, you know, you even take like a creature like that was worshipped or symbolized as a god. And I look at all of this as like it connects to the human experience more than anything. And if you look at religious and mythological stories as human expressions, they're beautiful. If you look at them as objective truth and like complete fact, they're problematic because they lead. Like, good people do horrendous things when they believe a god told them to do it.
Yeah.
That's the only time they'll ever do something like that. Good people don't do some fuck shit, but they will if you tell them like, hey, forget how you feel. Your God told you to do that shit. You're going to go against. That's why it's dangerous. Like, objective reality is dangerous because you're a product of your filter.
Facts.
Well, hopefully, like, as you continue with your journey, man, like, one thing, human history is so interesting, and religious history, like, just is the biggest element to that because it really kind of shaped how our identity as people evolved. Because even when you're talking about, like, when you're talking about the matriarchy element to the belief system, right? And that would mean that the oldest daughter, has all these certain like roles that in other cultures, other beliefs are only privileged to men. Yeah. And that stems from a religious idea. Yeah. Like, if a religion has a patriarchal notion, then men will always be in power. Yeah. And women will always be submissive. So even the characters that you find in religious ideas are very problematic because they have a huge effect on how people objectively see each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we praise the idea of virginity and like not speaking and not being like, I don't know, it's like these are the most praiseworthy elements to a person. It's like, well, fuck, you're already setting everyone up for failure because it's anti-human or nature. Anyways, what's your next number?
21.
21.
21.
You stupid. Sweet. I like that one.
Is there a reason for 21?
Because I'm 21.
Hey.
Yeah, same. Respect. Are you born in 2000?
Yes.
Yeah, respect. When your birthday?
January the 6th.
Oh, that's my birthday.
No way.
That's my birthday.
What?
We can have your birthday party.
Naga,
Same birthday?
Sorry,
that's crazy.
Surrounded with Capricorns. 1, 2, 3 Capricorns.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We're all Capricorns. I'm January the 9th.
Yeah.
So, what are you?
This
motherfucker.
Me, I'm Aquarius, but I'm January 29.
Ah, interesting.
Oh, January
right?
babies. Futch, what are you?
Birthday month.
Sagittarius in the house.
See, and
I got a
that's what
Sagittarius
saying
rising.
Good compatibility with these signs.
Oh, right. There you
with
go.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, facts. That's why we work so well together.
Capricorn, yeah.
Capricorn, you're definitely a Capricorn.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what your rising and your ascending are?
Capricorn and Capricorn.
Damn.
Capricorn.
Damn, bro, you a rock.
Damn.
Yeah. It's messed up, eh?
Damn.
I fuck with it though, low-key.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
hectic.
it, yeah.
Low-key.
I love that.
High-key.
I like it.
Nice.
Nice. What's question number 21?
21.
Yeah.
Have aliens ever visited Earth before?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you should like
Hell
definitive
yeah.
about
Hell
it.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, what the hell?
Tell me.
They just have. Come
They
on,
just-
guys.
they
Like, come
just
on.
have.
You know, honestly.
Is it at what point do you think they visited? Or have they been
visiting.
When's the earliest you think they ever came?
I don't know. Like,
But like a long
long fucking
like
time.
not in recent history?
Nah,
like
nah,
ancients.
Nah. Yeah.
You think that the ancients got all their like technology and wisdom?
I feel that.
Like
for
ancient
real.
Egypt and Samaria, all of that, right?
Yeah.
So what's in the bag? You know
What's in the bag?
What's in the
What's in
bag?
the fucking bag?
You know the like you see the like Annunaki and they have these bags that they carry, and the ancient Egyptians you see them with bags.
And
The
the
Aztecs
Aztecs.
have the bags.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered what the fuck is in the bag?
True.
What's in the bag, bro?
Nah.
Yeah, some people. I know that some people say that it was a breathing device that would plug them in, but I don't believe that one. I think that the best one that I've heard is that there are seeds. Simple. That they were, and because it represented planting
What type of
new growth. Yeah, what type of seeds? I got that green dog.
Bro, I got the hook up
All the way back then?
Yeah, all the way back then. That's how
That
they
shit
were
would have
getting
been
them.
tight, son.
Yeah, take these shrooms, fams.
Yeah.
But now that they were seeds and they were planting new, because it was one civilization that expanded to all other places around the world, and that's how the high priests, who were represented by the planting of the seeds and stuff, were spread out, and they taught other people, and they formed civilizations. Now they may have been people, but they were taught by like aliens who had come, and they refer to them as gods. So the whole idea of this like worship of creatures up there could really be alien worship.
Yes.
And because now we live in an age where aliens aren't going to come to us as like gods, because we know better in a sense, like technologically, scientifically, they come to us as they are, but only to the elites maybe. So do you think that there are elites that are in contact with aliens?
Like specific special people?
Like are there people on Earth that are like, are aliens here, but we don't have any interaction with them anymore? Or are they still...
Nah, I reckon 100% there's people that are like tapped into like some sort of like wave, and they can just like, you know,
like a wave.
Yeah.
What about like governments? Do you think like America is...
Bro, I have to be a.
Yeah.
Like if anyone is,
if anyone,
I feel like America is
The
like...
CIA is about to release those documents.
Say it again.
The CIA is about to release those documents. Yeah, the UFO documents.
Are they
To have
actually?
all of
Yeah.
They've
They
been
have- it's
releasing
like-
bit by bit.
Yeah, they've been like releasing like little things, but the CIA is about to drop like a whole bunch of documents that they have on.
For what purpose?
It was a part of some COVID deal. Like it was a part of like a deal or something that they had to release them. I can't remember what it is exactly.
Like they have to every 50 years they have to release a certain amount of documentation anyways. So I
You
think
guys, did you end up reading the
I read
thing I sent you?
like 30 pages worth of it. It was a long document.
It was a long document.
Can
but
you give us a little
They
breakdown?
have a I think it's called the Gateway Experience.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But it's like a massive document about like manifesting and like the power of your brain and like the energy, like connecting into like other waves and stuff. And this document was written in the fucking 50s.
Interesting.
It's
In
a
the
scientific
50s.
document. Yeah.
A
It's proving this
scientific
shit.
document that the CIA had to fucking classify all these years ago. So they've had this this knowledge
Quite a while.
in the 50s. I'll
Yeah.
send you the link.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
please.
wild.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of shit that they're releasing. They're releasing a lot of footage. Like clearly there
Yeah.
are UFOs. There are spaceships.
Clearly.
Yeah, but like I mean, like now it's just like it has to be an accepted thing worldwide.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer fringe thinking. It's no longer non-mainstream. Like if you don't believe it, you just haven't seen it because there's literally footage of
If
like
you haven't
U.S.
seen it, you can go
military
on the bloody internet. Like, it's
fully
there.
because U.S. military following like 4 or 5 ships for 55 minutes. It's not like a one little thing that are doing crazy shit in the sky and that they're little discs and they go underwater and then like they just dipped into the water and never came out and they went there and they sent submarines down and found nothing, which means that they would have went under and still been able to travel through the water and come out at some other point. Like technology that no one on Earth has. Like that much seems clear.
That's not scary.
Like,
that's just
like factually, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see the footage, I'll send you, like it's on Instagram. I'll send you like the video of it. You'll trip. You see it just go into the water. Whoop, and you hear them, the military, tripping. It went in the water. Like they're tripping because they're like, what the fuck is this? That is just like flying like that and being able to make these fucking moves. And there's multiple videos like throughout like not just America, like in Mexico, everywhere around the world, South Africa. Yeah. It's just military. Usually it becomes classified footage of what's happening. But
now we're about to get all of it.
Exactly. Please. But does
That's
that mean?
hectic, though.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking crazy. Maybe they'll come.
I feel like if it was like super, super, super important, they wouldn't like. There's things that they'll never declassify. You know what I mean? Like. We're never gonna know what's in Area 51.
You know how they declassify it? It's blacked out.
Yeah.
So they'll give you the document.
Yeah, but
95% of it's like black.
What the hell?
Yeah. So you'll read like, and then black. He went to black. You know, like it's like, ooh, what the fuck am I reading?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we gave it to you.
It's like, well, no, you fucking did it.
Have it.
You want it? Have it. Take it.
Do you think if aliens show themselves, they're gonna be nice to us?
Good question.
Like, how do you think this alien collaboration is gonna go down? Are they gonna treat us like we treat the animals? Yeah, like the other
like
animals.
we treat each other?
Yeah. No, but like it's bad enough how we treat each other, but slaughterhouses.
Nah, I feel like, I don't know, it depends on what type of aliens.
Right, because there's different kinds, right? There's a whole universe.
There has to be.
That has to be.
There is.
Do you think more than one type of alien have come to Earth?
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like how we like just go
like
to
different races.
different places. Like let's just go to Canada, you know?
Yeah.
They're just like, oh fuck, let's just go to Earth today.
Yeah,
pull up.
Skirt.
Now this is the ghetto. We don't come here.
Went to the ghetto part of the universe.
Lock your doors. If you fuck up again, I'm gonna drop you on Earth. I'm gonna fucking leave you there. See what they're doing? I'm gonna leave you there. You wanna go there?
Wow.
Sweet.
So usually there have been different records of different kinds of aliens. They're the greys. You know the greys, the little ones that are gray with bubble heads, like Paul was a gray. And then you have the made in our image, like the Annunaki, which would look like us, like prototypical us, bigger versions with wings. I think that's what they would look like, which is where angels, if you think about the stereotypical picture that we paint of angels, they're really the aliens that came. Now, they might not have had wings. They might have just looked like wings. It may have been devices that allowed them to fly the fuck up and down. Like, when you're back in those days, how do you explain and describe technology beyond your means? You describe it through natural forces. So they had control of the wind and of fire or some shit. Like, but like really, it's just like the fire out of the back of the exhaust of the shit flying.
He had a lighter.
Had a lighter. That's craziness. So you a firm believer in the aliens, huh? Okay. What about you guys? Are we all on
100%?
That they've been around?
100%. You know what?
Yeah, they here.
I've been meaning to, but I've tried to tell you guys like about 5 times since the time
Have
happened.
You been probed?
Nah, fuck that.
I've been meaning to tell you.
I got probed like a motherfucker.
Okay,
Those motherfuckers. Nah, like the other day, you know when I went for the walk? Just the other night, I went for that walk, right?
Yeah,
and I was like saying I was gonna go talk on the phone with someone. Yeah. So I went for a walk, and as I'm walking outside, right, and then this is when I'm just about to come back, and I'm just like walking down like the driveway just there, and as I'm walking down, I kind of just happen to look up, like, but you know, I'm just unconscious of it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, and I see this like this light, it's like there, and it's like kind of going, and it's just like, oh shit, latest.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I was like, no. I know, I saw that. I'm just accept it and keep moving on with my life because I ain't gonna trip out or whatever. And it's just funny because even like the day before or something, you guys just had started talking about like the all these files and all this shit coming up and all that shit. So I was just like, bro, come on, son. Like, but 100%, 150%. And it's just like, even like you're saying, like, come on, there's a million things going on in this universe, in this whole universe. What are the chances, like, oh, they didn't come? Like, that's the question. What are the chances they didn't come?
True, but like, if you think about how big the universe is, like, who are we for some motherfuckers to find us? Like, that's the other side of it, right? Just to play devil's advocate. Like, it's so big. We're then taking consideration that there is alien life form. Obviously, there are alien life forms. But whether they're that technologically advanced, because they've been around longer than us, that they had the opportunity to build tech that could make them fly like the speed of light, for one. And then that they would be bothered to come to us of all fucking planets in this universe that's so fucking huge. Like, why are we... There's still at some level a sense of self-importance in it. Like, why even bother with us? I'm not saying that I believe this, but like, there is that other side to it.
That's true.
I think there is a reason why they'd come here.
Yeah, there has to be.
Not us. Resources.
They're mining.
Yeah. Like the same fucking reason why we kill each other. Yeah. Resources.
Yeah.
Initially, at least, they came here and was like, "Man, there's gold, there's silver, there's iron up in this bitch. We're gonna snatch all this shit up." And then they're like, "Oh, look at this ape-like motherfucker. Yeah. All right, let's splice his genetics and make him a little bit of something. See, I really like the Sumerian story because it makes the most logical sense. Why?
I think so as well.
Are you familiar with the Sumerian story?
Nah.
All right, so the ancient Sumerians, which are the oldest written civilization to exist on Earth, about 8,000 years ago, they believe this is the first civilization, and they believe that their civilization came from the gods from the heavens above. Their gods come from a planet called Nibiru. Another planet, aliens, right? And they came down here, and when they came here to mine the land for the gold and the resources. And they brought with them another set of aliens. So these guys that came from Nibiru were called the Annunaki. And then they had this other group called the Igigis. This is smaller, shittier alien species that they kind of enslaved. And then they forced the Igigis to work the land. And after like a couple of 100 years, the Igigis were over it, and a revolution happened. They fought against the Anunnaki, and Anunnaki wiped them the fuck out because they were better than them, stronger than them, you know. And then they were left with a dilemma of who's going to do all the mining. And so they thought, well, fuck, we're not going to do it. So they took the hominid, our common ancestor. See, human beings share a common ancestor with other apes. We're an ape. When people talk about we came from the apes, we didn't come from apes. We are a type of ape. We're a hominid. But we have a common ancestor with other apes. Now, that common ancestor, we don't know. It's an X. Now, this story would then impose that common ancestor that spliced there was like the earliest hominid that was spliced in with them, the Anunnaki. They used their genetics to create us, making us in their image, which is where you get the biblical idea of God making man in his own image. So they make us as a race that is just designed to literally dig, build. So worship meant work. So we worshiped the gods because we worked for them, right? We were enslaved to them, which is why you get the whole idea of being like a slave to God, or, like a servant of God, because we were slaves to this alien race that we saw as gods. And so there were two brothers who led the campaign of designing the human being. You have Enki and
Enlil.
Enki and Enlil, yeah. And one of them really liked the humans. So at one point, he even gave them a penis and a vagina so they can procreate. And that is, in essence, the idea of finding yourself, the tree of knowledge. This is why in the biblical story, they're in the garden. And the garden is actually the first civilization that the Anunnaki built for mankind.
One of the original translations was for, I think it was like maybe garden, or maybe it was Eden, but the original translation was farm.
Yeah, right. So exactly.
Yeah.
So it's literally a place where they worked. For the Anunnaki. Yeah. But one of the brothers, gives them this ability to procreate. Now, when you look at the biblical story of the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, you have these original creations. It says that God walked through the garden and saw them eating from the tree of life, and they became aware of their vagina and penis, and they covered up, and that's why we wear clothes. Now, that's a coded story there, because why is God walking in a garden? That makes him anthropomorphic, a person, a being. Makes sense, he's an alien. And that his brother, the serpent, the devil, is actually the good guy who is actually telling people, no, like, I've given you this power to procreate, you guys, like, and do so. And so they do, and eventually they get kicked out of this civilization of the farm, and then they're left to roam the rest of the earth without, like, protection from the Anunnaki, and they procreate and humans expand. And so the Anunnaki, they figure that there's a meteorite that's going to swipe through near the earth, but when it does swipe through, it's going to cause such an effect that the earth is going to have a huge like shake. A lot of things are going to get destroyed. And so they leaving mankind there to be destroyed. And Enki tells one of a few humans about what's going to happen, one of them being Gilgamesh. And so you have the story of Gilgamesh, which is 5,000-6,000 years old, written in stone. And this is the original story of Noah's Ark, where Gilgamesh is told that this is going to happen. So he takes the genetic makeup of, I guess, both species of each species onto a ship with his family and some survivors. And then they get into a ship so that when the great deluge happens, is what they call it, and all the water rises and everything is destroyed, they survive, them and a few others. And then they base themselves. And then after all of that, some Anunnaki return and they set them up in civilizations, teach them a couple of things, and they pick certain people as their direct bloodlines and say you are to rule over everyone else, which is why you have people today who believe that they're inherently better than others, the elite, so to speak, because they have bloodline back to the gods. This is the Sumerian.
I just wanted to add so stuff. When I think it's Enki who gives them like the knowledge. Enki's like the good one. He gives them the knowledge to it. So there's things written that they had like a reptilian type look to them, or they had scales or things like that. So that's where it comes from, like the snake in the garden. Yeah, telling them to eat the apple because he resembled a snake like the alien looked like a snake. So that's where this story of the god, like the snake in the garden, telling him to eat the apple. And the other thing was when they spliced the genetics, we act like that's a scientific thing, like you can look back in our human history and that was a thing that actually happened, but they just can't prove it. But how many of 1,000 years prior, the Sumerians were like, no, actually this is why and how it happened.
Yeah, it's weird that they would even think that that's what happened. Yeah. Like, how would you even come to like fantasize that idea? Yeah, like come to these ideas. Yeah, and for a civilization that did like initiated the wheel and many things, the levy, for them to say no, it wasn't even us. We got this information from gods. Yeah, like why would you give credit to other gods? Yeah, and then those very same gods appear in another form or fashion in other civilizations with the same idea that the gods taught us all of this stuff. Yeah, and at near the same time period. Yeah. So you look at ancient Egypt and Samaria and the Aztecs, like we said before, they all kind of happen around the same time. They were the earliest civilizations, and they all have this iconography that is matching across the board, and they've never interacted with each other. Yeah. So how do they come to these conclusions? And it's as if there was an Atlantis, perhaps, that was ruled by an alien species that kind of taught us everything, used us, got over it, and left us. And the question is, do they return? But that's the Anunnaki story of Sumerians. And so for me, when I think about the whole alien story about them and interacting with us, that's the best version of it, I find. Yeah. If you've never heard of this stuff before, the Anunnaki.
And a lot of like biblical, well, almost all biblical
it's stolen.
has stemmed from this story.
From this story. Because like it comes from that, Samaria is Iraq. Right, so this is where like it's that area, Mesopotamia, and it's written in stone. It hasn't changed. We have the stones.
Like we've got it there.
Yeah, so we know, and their idea of the universe made more sense than like what came from them. But what you end up finding in like the Abrahamic religions that come after is a lot of a correlation, so plagiarism or just like borrowing of ideas, retelling of ideas, because that's what we do. We retell ideas and stories, but like that's whether it's true or not, that's where it stems from.
That's crazy. I'm still trying to process that all.
You're gonna have to take it home. Yeah. But look, like just even type in the Anunnaki. I'll try to send you a link of this video that goes for maybe like 20-30 minutes. Yeah. But it gives you everything that you need to know quite nicely with visuals and stuff, and it just at least breaks it down.
Easy
but there
to
are
digest.
Books, and it's just one of the most interesting, at least, things I've ever looked at as to explain human history. Yeah. Whether it's true or not is one thing. Yeah. I'm not saying it's true. Yeah. But it's fucking interesting, man. Yeah. And it always keeps coming up because it fits holes in stories. Yeah. And what is true about it, though, is that common beliefs today stem from their stories. That's a fact, evidenced fact, that where these ideas come from is from them. They were the originators. You know what I'm saying?
The OGs.
OGs.
OGs up in the motherfucker.
Beeps.
Before we continue, I want you to try some of this stuff right here. So I got this stuff called Blue Lotus. It's like it's a leaf, right? Anyways, I wrote something up before. You want to try it?
Yes.
So it's an ancient leaf from like ancient Egypt. They used to use it. They use it in their baths or in drinks and teas, or they'd smoke it. And I like to smoke cigars and stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm just gonna let this.
I'm with it.
So what's your next question? What's your next number? What's your next number?
Substitute.
Let's do number 5.
Number 5.
Is there a reason for that?
Nah, no reason at all. You know what I just thought of though? Mambo number 5.
Hey.
I like that song. They used to have the toothbrush.
Do you remember when Bob the Builder did a version of it?
What the hell? No. Bob the
Sorry,
Builder?
you're gonna have
Bob
to
the-
explain.
Yeah.
No, because do you remember when Bob the Builder used to make songs and
What?
No.
come on now.
He Bob the Builder used to build. He made
No,
songs.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty
his
sure there was
side
like a track
hustle,
list.
he was a fucking muso and he was
Yeah.
bussing.
For real?
Yeah, no, Bob the Builder on ABC, he used to do songs and they would play on the ads on ABC and he fucking did Mambo number 5, I'm telling you. Otherwise that was a fever dream. But it was lit. It was real.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah. I need to look that up.
Yeah.
That sounds lit.
And
Bob the Builder.
he talked like all these fucking
Wasn't it? I feel like
what
I
was
know.
like the cars called? Like Tinky and shit. They were in it.
Yeah.
They were like doing the Mambo number 5. They were fucking
Interesting.
dancing up in there. They did a full film clip for it. It wasn't just the song. They did a music video. Bob the Builder did a music video.
We're gonna have to see this shit. Otherwise, we're gonna have to take you in. Do you want some of this Blue Lotus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 5.
Number 5. What's that number?
Number 5.
Number 5.
You see, do we think for ourselves or are our thoughts pre-programmed?
What do you think? Do you think that we do you like free? It's kind of like a free will and destiny kind of question, right? But like it comes down to like when you think for yourself, when you're making a decision, is it based on you making that decision, or is it based on like a bunch of filters and things that you've kind of been programmed to feel about a certain thing, and then you make a decision based on that?
I reckon you come to a point where you make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
But we have been programmed to think a certain specific type of way since we were born, whether that be by our parents, religion, everything,
all the
all of
effects
that, yeah,
around you,
everything. It's made us to feel that we need to think a certain way.
Yeah.
But then you come to a place where like you know yourself enough to just think for yourself, so you think for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like unlearning shit that you've been like raised to learn.
Yeah,
breaking
learning
the
it, then
filters.
unlearning what you knew and trying to accept the new learning that you have to learn in order to be
To grow.
yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
I feel like we all kind of resonate with that.
Yeah.
Now. We had this conversation
Yeah.
before, but it's interesting that you feel that kind of way about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like there's one side to that. It's kind of a little bit of both, isn't it? A little bit of pre-programming that you got to fucking see through. What do you think of the Blue Lotus?
Yeah, I like this.
It's nice, right? It's got a
Yeah,
nice
it's
flavor
clean.
to
It
it.
does. It's
Yeah.
just like calm.
Yeah.
That's fuck.
I love the
Yeah.
actual leaf. Like the flower is like, I just love the idea of smoking something this color.
Yeah.
Right?
Like that just makes
Right.
me happy aesthetically.
So dope.
Yeah.
But like it actually
Feel
is a
pretty
nice.
inside.
You
Yeah.
feel pretty inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleopatra was smoking this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
While she
She was
sat
on that
and-
queen shit.
She was on that queen
Queen
shit.
shit.
Milk bath with a Blue
Do you know,
Lotus.
Straight up.
okay, I don't know if this is real or
I'ma
not, but
pass it this
apparently Cleopatra invented the vibrator.
Interesting.
Come on, break that down a little
Yeah.
bit.
So
yeah.
I don't know how true this is, but I heard that she was like the innovator of the vibrator and that she had like a tube that she would fill with like bees.
With bees?
Bees.
And so they go bzzz, and it vibrate.
No, it would vibrate.
True.
Gang, gang, gang.
Apparently. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I spend too much time on the internet.
That is interesting.
But yeah.
Conspiracy Theory 101.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Interesting.
least of our fucking the shit that we've been talking about.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
That's
just,
hectic though.
yeah, I want that to be true because I think that's very like smart.
That's so
thinking.
her.
And then
That's so Cleo. She would invent a
Just-
vibrator.
yeah, but not
She
just
would
a
do something
She
vibrator,
like
would do
that.
something like that.
a bee-powered vibrator.
Yeah.
Imagine when she came
Save
to
the
the dude who
bees.
was designing
Queen
it for her.
Bee.
Yeah, literally Queen Bee. That's probably
Yeah.
where that first came from.
Beyonce and all this.
Yeah, sorry Beyonce.
She's smoking too much Lotus and it's like,
Yeah,
no, I
she's
got the
like-
sick plan. I have the best idea ever.
Give me some of them bees.
Give me some of them bees right now.
You must stay off the Lotus.
How about you put that down, honey?
The Lotus. You got any of that Lotus? Cleopatra's like, yo, you got near that Lotus. I got a great idea. It's like, queen,
Come
if
inside,
I may,
honey.
off with his head. She'd just be snuffing. So the queen, Cleopatra.
Yeah, she
All
a
right,
baddie or
I'm with
whatever.
that. She a baddie or whatever.
Yeah,
Shout out
or
to
whatever.
Cleopatra.
Or whatever.
Or whatever. It's one of those things we'll never know,
Mm.
perhaps. But I know they did form the first like condom. The
Wasn't it
ancient
like
Egyptians.
sheepskin or something?
Yeah,
like
something like
inner
that. Yeah.
Kidney skin.
resourceful.
They were, and they
Makes sense.
first
Skin or something?
dentistry. They were cracking, like they were doing some crazy shit with teeth. You know what's really interesting? The royal people, so the upper elite in ancient Egypt, they had worse teeth than the very poor people. And you know why?
Because they're eating like. What was that?
Oh, sorry, that's just my head.
That's just my face, bro. No,
I was born with this. There's nothing I can do about it.
no, wasn't it because like the sugars and shit they were eating?
Yeah, because the rich people were able to afford to
had
have
access.
sugars be brought
Yeah.
in and all these sweets that they never had before.
Yeah,
And that shit fucked their teeth up.
yeah.
But the poor people only ate grains and shit. So like
Yeah.
they had them more malleable over time.
Paleo.
Paleo life.
Paleo diet.
What's your next number?
Let's go 50.
50. You got something about fives.
Yeah, 5 is cool.
Five is cool,
Yeah.
right?
It's in the middle.
It's
That's
in
good.
the middle. Balance.
It's in the middle.
So tell me, when do you think the world will end?
Who fucking knows?
Right? No, seriously, for real, right? I actually agree with that. I agree with that. Like, fucking, when the fuck is it gonna?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be 2012.
Ah.
All that shit, like.
Well, has anybody
2021,
ever
like-
felt good since then?
Fuck.
True, like maybe it did.
Yeah, we're all in limbo.
Oh, true.
This is the bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already
Oh,
did.
have you
Maybe
watched
just
that?
5D.
Yeah,
It's good, eh?
it's good.
What, the
It's
bad place
the
or the
good
good
place.
place?
It's a good place.
That is an amazing show.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
just
love-
I love
finished it.
Janice.
I'm Jason Mendoza.
We got some
I love that
jalapeno poppers.
You've never seen it, have you, El?
Nah, I'm chilling. Like,
you,
nah, I
you
don't
gotta
know
watch
what we
the
talking
show.
about.
I'd be down to like rewatch it. I think
It's so
Same,
funny.
I said that about too many shows.
Yeah,
man.
me
It's
too.
nothing but
I swear.
rewatches.
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasures, facts. No, that's a great show because it comes up with a very, very philosophical, moral, like conundrum. Like its commentary is like amazing.
Yeah.
I actually like the idea where they take it
Yep.
Yeah.
about heaven or afterlife and
Yep.
you know all of that. It's really cool. The good
Yep.
place. What was the question?
What was the question?
When will the
When will
world
the end
end?
be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what the
World
wind like? Okay, with that question, when we think about the world ending, are we thinking about the Earth itself ending,
Just
or are we thinking about
humanity.
humans
Humanity.
ending?
The Earth is gonna be long before we are.
Yeah, I think it's so
like long after
egotistical.
we are. Yeah.
We cannot imagine the Earth going on without us.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Bro, she don't give a fuck. She was here before us. She gonna be here after us.
Yeah,
Like
she's like,
period.
the Earth is a city girl. Like
The
she
Earth
doesn't
is
give
a
a
city
fuck.
girl. She's like, humans, you just one night stand anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your nasty ass off.
You know what I mean?
She.
We just like
Yeah.
gave her chlamydia or some shit, and she's just mad at us right now.
Bro, we are chlamydia.
We are the.
Do you know chlamydia
Say that twice.
came from because fucking Christopher Columbus fucked the llama?
Yeah.
Say it again for
I
the
heard
people
that.
in the
I
back.
heard that.
Christopher Columbus, that colonizing motherfucker,
That colonizing motherfucker
brought STIs to humans because he fucked the llama.
He fucked the
fuck,
The
what?
man?
llama. What that llama ever do to you?
Yeah,
No,
right?
fuck you.
Yo, he
That's
fucked the
nasty.
llama. Yo, don't worry about it. I rolled it. I had another one rolled
Good man.
for this Blue Lotus life
That's
that
what
we're
we
living
like.
right now.
That's so nasty.
I'm not gonna lie, it's actually
That
fully
is
vibing on my
That's
steez right
nasty
now.
as fuck.
Nasty.
Like, it's fully vibing on my steez. I'm fully just like, yeah. And if people don't know what I'm talking about, just let me speak in my own lingo. So fuck off. Yeah.
El,
I'm
is
like,
everything okay in your bubble?
I'm making it clear.
It's just like
I'm good, but I'm making it
these
clear.
guys are telling me how nasty fucking a llama is, and then
he's
this
like,
guy comes through like,
"Ollie,
yo, I'm
I'll
just gonna
fuck
say,
you."
yeah. So I'm feeling my vibe. If you don't understand what I'm
Do
saying,
my shit.
But, yeah.
I do my shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just vibing in my.
Me and
I'm
that
dead
llama.
minded. Yeah, fuck the llama, man. I mean, fuck Napoleon. Whatever the fuck. Fuck Napoleon.
Columbus.
Fuck Columbus. You fucking dog.
Fuck 12.
Yeah, fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
Yeah, fuck 12 and yeah, all of that shit.
You all about that. What was the first thing you said on the show today? Fuck the system.
Yeah, fuck the
Yeah,
system.
true.
Straight the fuck up. Fuck.
Who hurt you today?
Kept those
Yeah,
vibes. Kept
That
those
lady, when
vibes
she
from the
pierced
beginning.
you, she did some shit
I
to
think
you.
that's maybe what happened. Look,
You
honestly,
need a hug, fam?
I think. I'm playing. I'm
Tracy
playing.
looked at you like, can I get a? Can I get a?
Nah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think that may be a settled it. Maybe because she did fuck on my nose. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That lady, she did like like when she pierced, like I just
You
got
got
this
pierced
today, right?
yesterday.
And like when she did it, like she pierced me, right? And then she went to go put that other thing in and she couldn't even put it in. And I could feel
what
it on
she
the
said.
inside. Yeah, you know, that's literally what she said. She's like, I
Jail.
can't put it in. I'm like, wait, why are you trying to put it in me though? No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
But anyway, no, she was truly trying to like put it in and I was full like, what the fuck? And I could feel it like really trying to get in and shit. And she couldn't even put it. And then she took it out and then all of a sudden it was just like, psh, they were like, it was like
What,
blood
blood?
works. Yeah, so
What
I've
the
never
hell?
bled like that before. It was just like,
What was it?
on my face. Okay, it was more like that coming down.
Have you
Not
you
blood.
got nose piercings?
That's
Got
anime
both of
shit.
them.
That's what I told him he should get.
Yeah,
Don't
bro.
you?
Yeah, they
Okay.
they're dope.
You literally
Yeah.
this. She
The
did
other
say
week, this one fell out. Like, I don't know. I was at work or something and it fell out. And I was on the floor for like ages trying to look around. And I couldn't find it. So I had to get it re-pierced. Like,
Yeesh.
literally, like last week or something. Oh,
You see, that's the thing. I had a nose ring at one point, but I kept touching my face, and then I always pull it out, and it hurt.
yeah.
And then I pulled it out completely, couldn't get it back in. And I was done with it. Tattoos are quicker, like 2 weeks
Facts.
they heal and you're done.
That's like, I
Just
got this,
fucking-
like, I got the bar thing, the industrial
Oh,
bar on
yeah.
my ear.
Apparently they take fucking like a year to heal.
Forever to heal. I was
Nah,
just like,
son.
it's still healing. I
Damn.
got this ages ago. And it's so sore. You can't sleep on this side of your
But they look so
face.
pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
They're so
But
cute.
you got the, what is this called?
Septum.
The septum.
See, now this was like healed the next day.
Yeah, that's my next one. for
Seriously?
Sure.
Yeah, because it's like in comparison to other places in your body, it's so thin. They don't pierce through the cartilage. If you put your finger in your nose, you can feel this teeny tiny piece of
Oh
skin
yeah, that's just there.
between like
Yeah.
the bottom of your nose and the cartilage. That's what they pierce through.
Right.
It's tiny. Like they pierced it, my nose watered a bit, and it was done.
It was
fine
it,
the
yeah.
next day.
My nose
Wow.
was-
Yeah.
Because that shit is just annoying.
But when they pierced this, like I had to take a day off work because my lip swelled up so much that I couldn't see my bottom lip.
Damn.
Like it swelled up over my lip. I dead ass looked like a duck. Like it was fucked, and I thought I was gonna have to go
IG
to
model,
hospital.
eat your heart out. Jeez.
Because
my bad.
it was like
Okay.
eating the bar, because it like swelled so much that I couldn't see the bar.
That's messed up.
It was not cute.
That's why I could not like get anything like
Yeah.
on the put anything. Because
Yeah,
like imagine
no.
if I had like a gig or some shit the next
Yeah.
day. Oh
Yeah.
fuck, sorry, I can't sing.
Yeah.
Ba- 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 ba-
Don't
what?
die.
No, facts.
I just
You have to
avoid.
take care of that mouth.
Yeah.
That
Facts.
mouth.
Fix.
Oh, I was about to say it, but I didn't.
What were you about
You
to
know,
say?
I was just sometimes I be saying some shit, just like you know.
Kind of all the time you be saying
Yeah.
some shit. I don't know if you've noticed. But
Yeah.
You can always say whatever you feel.
Nah,
fam.
trust you don't want to say it
Mm.
because a lot of people every time I say they're like, bro, what the fuck? But I'm just like, it
Now
doesn't
when
seem that
What are you
bad.
gonna say
Say
what
it.
that
Now
mouth
you
do?
enter
Now I
up.
have to.
Nah, it was the
Okay,
M word.
listen. The what
What?
word?
The M word.
The M word?
Yeah.
M-word.
What's
That
the
one.
M word?
That one.
The M word.
Yeah.
The M word?
Moist.
No, you.
Mother.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Mort.
that's the one. But you said you allowed me to say about morts because
No.
they said
No, I said it because I was like, because you're like,
Mort.
and it's just like, that's the only place I could go.
Thank you.
I thought you said like. I thought you were like the N word, and I was like,
Oh, the M
I was
word.
like, I think you're.
Come on.
But then you're like, no, the M word, and I was like, no, you lost me there.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Mort.
Anyway, on to the next thing. Sorry.
What's your next number? Let's segue from what to your next number.
Let's do 17.
Do you have any tattoos?
Hey. Hand, like, when I
They're
say
so
hand
sick.
tattoos, you
They're
got palm
so sick.
tattoos. That's extra level. I got my fucking head tatted.
I want
And
that next. That's
you
why I
got-
went.
yeah.
That's why I shaved. To be honest, I was
True.
like, I'm gonna go bald so that I can tap my head
Yeah.
while I'm bald.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, that makes sense to do it then
Yeah.
and there.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to take that on board anytime soon?
Anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a big thing, man.
It is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
I feel like I just gotta start everywhere else.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
And then get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll happen. I want it to happen. It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
It'll
What
definitely
is
happen.
on your palms? Like, what are the
Yeah,
symbols?
what are they? Yeah.
They're called sigils. So they're
Oh,
like,
they're sigils.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So this one is I will win everything,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is I hold the power of the universe within my hands.
Shit.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that.
I'm
Yeah.
saying
That's
shit.
so sick.
It's fucking mad. I'm sorry.
That energy, yeah.
Nah,
Facts,
because
facts.
that's
Yeah.
what it
It
makes
is.
me feel like I'm fully just like, nah, that's some powerful shit. Like
Yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
you know?
They're beautiful
Yeah,
tattoos.
that's
They are
lit.
very
They're
beautiful.
fucking sick.
They are my
Very
favorite.
original. Like that really rocks with me. What was the pain like? Like
In the middle, like around this,
Mhm.
like V thingy here, terrible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
terrible. Around the side, real nice. Like
Really?
I like it. It was like nice.
Ooh.
It was ooh.
Okay.
This part fucked. fucked, absolutely fucked.
Yep.
Down here, fucked. But around and up there, so good.
Cool.
That's fine.
You have so many nerve endings in your hand. Like it's literally like the first thing that's like, hey, danger.
Yeah.
And now you're like, no, I like it.
That's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
Because I always found like the finger tattoos hurt, like especially down here, like they fucking hurt. So I always wonder what that would be like. Have you obviously got ink in other places?
I got this one here. This one saved me.
Save
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Got it.
placement as well.
Thank you. It's very cute and little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. It's really nice.
But I got it when I was like going through like a stupid shit time in my life, and I was like, "Fucking save me."
Fucking save me.
Yeah,
Walk into
literally.
the tattoo shop. I want fucking save me.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking sure, bro." But anyways, he's a sick cunt. He let me get it. I was like, "Yeah, sick cunt." I got this one here.
Nice.
Noise.
Love
I
that.
can't see that far.
I have Horus.
What is it?
Eye of Ra. Eye of Horus?
Oh, sorry, I'm
Ra.
sorry.
It's Eye of Ra.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Ra.
like,
Yeah,
Is it the
Ra.
Eye of Ra?
Yeah, it is.
sorry.
It's beautiful.
And then I got this one here, Wanderlust.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, just like the word itself.
Yeah.
It's fucking hectic, but like I'm in love with The Weeknd. Slightly obsessed.
Is he one of your favorite artists, or is it more
Number
like
one,
a
like,
romantic?
Nah,
love?
not romantic at all.
Just
That's
like you
what's
love
fucked
the
up.
music.
No, I don't think he's attractive. Like nothing. I actually look at him and think like, okay,
Yeah.
like,
The Weeknd's gonna come for you. He's gonna see this and gonna come for you.
please do.
Hey!
Nah,
Sweet.
but
like
yeah,
it.
I fuck with him, and like this is just one of his songs, and it was one of my first songs that I fell in love with from his album Kissland, and I was just like, get it tatted. Yeah, I got heaps more. 1111 over here as well. This is I was meant to get this on my face.
Whoa. Where? Up here?
No, I wanted it right here.
Right here.
Yeah. So there's a story behind it, okay? There's methods
I'm
to
sure,
my madness.
of course.
Yeah.
Always.
Always. Fucking, that's a Capricorn ass fucking thing. Methods to my madness. I'll be walking around saying shit like that too.
Yeah.
But hey, go ahead.
Yeah, that's us. But my mates, so Cult Shutter and one of my other close mates, Rico, they have 1111 on this side, and the other one's got 1111 on that side, and they're like my bros that like I was just never able to have growing up. So like I was just like, yo, yeah, that's us, yeah, the boys, like let's get it tatted on our face. You got it on this side, I'll get a smack bang in the middle, or I'll get it on my throat. And they were like, yeah, fucking hectic. My mom was like, nope. I was like, yo,
I think the fuck not.
yeah, literally. I was like, what? And what's crazy is my mom convinced all of those. So those guys got like face tats galore. My mom convinced all of those guys to go get their face tats.
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting, right? So she was like, yeah, go get this, go get that. I don't know if you know Little Golo, but like, yeah. So she was like, yeah, go get TNs on your face, get your eyebrows done. Yeah. She hyped them up. And like, I swear to God, we tight. And so we've known each other for ages. So like they came to us and they were like, what do you think about us tatting our faces? La da da, you know, like it's our look and everything. And we were like, yeah, cool. But my mom was like, no, yeah, cool. Like she was 100% hyping them up with them.
Wow.
And then I was like, yeah, what about me? And she was like, yeah, nah. And I was just like,
It hurts a little.
it hurts a little, just
Hurts a little bit.
So I got it here instead. Yeah, fucking compromise with her. But yeah, I got a few here, there, everywhere.
You would end up doing the neck.
Oh yeah, I want to get like my like traditional moldy one.
All the
running
way
down my
Nice.
neck. Yeah.
Nice.
So you know what? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just kind of figured like I was talking before about like my mouth and like this area being very important as a singer.
Yeah.
Like I want to get something
That
where
represents.
where it comes out from. Like this is literally all I am in a
Yeah.
sense. All I make myself to
Yeah.
be to everybody. I'm a singer. I like love using this part of my
But
voice.
yeah.
So I want to put something very special over that and
I
just
feel you.
like pay tribute to that.
I know Elle is gonna get like a old school microphone
Yeah,
tattooed
just on
right
my neck
there.
here.
It's gonna
That's
go into
hectic.
to
Just
there.
right there.
Yo,
Because I
Yeah.
just feel like it's just as much of like the instrument. Like it's just
it's
like
your
it's
instrument.
your instrument. So
Mhm.
like you know use that shit. you
Yeah,
know?
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I got Amor Fati written like this in small right here, kind of like you save me. Kind of, it was just meant to be like a placement, and I just leave it like that. But then I ended up just doing the whole fucking thing. But initially it was like, yeah, it'll look cool. Be like, oh, there's a little tattoo there. What's that? Oh, right, how nice. And then it's like, yeah. But like, I like that whole idea of just like as you just develop your pieces and stuff. I think I'm getting tatted this Monday too, man. I'm going back in.
That's hectic. What are you getting?
I'm doing a piece on my leg, like a wraparound piece. It says 110ers, 110ers, and it's just like one of my really close friends from the States died last year, right before COVID, and I haven't been able to go out there. And it's just this like it's like an inside joke between him and I. So I just wanted to get, instead of just like R.I.P., I wanted to get something that when I looked at it, I had a fun memory, a beautiful thing, as opposed to like a sad idea. Yeah,
I feel that.
And then just a couple of more things in my hands and shit like that, little add-ons and stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah. Nice. What about you, Trix? You got some ink going down?
I do.
You want to highlight anything, or what you're gonna get done soon? How you feel? How you feel about tattoos?
I love tattoos.
Yeah, I know you do. And you've tattooed people before?
Yeah, don't.
She started at don't.
Like, I'm like, shout out to my friends who let me practice on them. And I say practice like I was like 3 bottles of wine down, and I was like, I actually have a tattoo kit. And I used the wrong needle. So the first tattoo that I did, I thought I was doing in like a single needle, little tiny, like nobody's gonna see it. That motherfucker is so thick. And because I didn't have the thing to wipe the ink away, I was like, oh no, I'll just keep going over it. It's fine. It'll come out. It's a tattoo. It's not coming out. So now my friend has a
Is it a spaceship?
Something naughty on the back of her leg that is really big and won't come off. And
has she tatted over it yet?
No, she's going to.
Oh,
I was like, please, bro. Like, I'm begging you to just do it. But all of my friends, I tattooed 1312 and A.Cab on all of my friends, so we all have like
A.Cab and 1312.
So, and then my friend, I've got one that says just cunt on my thigh. Yeah, it's cute.
Like that.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, but I think like just like my more recent ones are like my favorite ones. Like my hand tattoos, stay true, stay wild.
I love your hand pieces.
Like I love those, and because I got them facing me as well, so I always look down and just see them. I'm like, yeah, nice. I got this. So originally I wanted this on my leg, but then I got there and he goes, oh, you wanted this on your arm, right? And I was too nervous to say no.
Oh,
so I just got it on my arm. So I was like, okay, well, you already did it for like my arm. I don't want to like inconvenience you. So I just put it on my arm. Wow. But I wanted it originally on my leg. So this is Frank from Donnie Darko. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. You've never seen Donnie. You should watch it. It's a fucking sick movie. But originally I wanted it on my leg with the quote like, "Why are you wearing that stupid human suit?"
Yeah.
Because when Donnie asked him, he's like, "Why are you wearing that stupid rabbit suit?" He's like, well, "Why are you wearing that stupid human suit?"
Interesting.
And I just think of like, I'm like, we're just like a flesh suit. We're our soul having like this experience. So I really like that.
That's fucking dope. Are you still gonna get that writing?
Yeah, I want it somewhere. I just don't know where. But like,
your leg.
On your leg. Yeah. I might get it like around it, maybe, just to like fill in the space there. But yeah.
Did it fucking well.
Yeah, he's sick. He's sick. He's a good artist. What else? I got Rot in Pieces, which is like a ode to Eminem, who's my favorite artist from the song Superman. He's like, I love that tattoo. What's that say? Rot in Pieces. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So me and one of my like friends got that tattoo. I've got my snakes up my ribs because I love snakes. I've got my pet snakes.
You have snakes?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Can I come over?
Yeah.
I love snakes.
You can come play with my snakes.
I love snakes.
Yeah, they're so cute.
How many do you have?
I've got 2.
What's their names?
Narcissa and Medusa. And I had a third one, Hades, but she passed away, which is why I have.
You have a tattoo. Hades
tattoo. Yeah. So I've got like the Ouroboros symbol on my leg, which is like an infinite, like the continuation of life. And so when she died, we buried her like back into the earth, and we planted a tree over her so that like she would like fuel new life.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, snakes traditionally represented like creation and wisdom, and they never had this like negative connotation. Like,
see, that probably comes from the Annunaki.
Yeah.
That probably is like where that comes from.
But then, and then Abrahamic religion kind of created this. The villain is a snake, and they're spineless, and so they have bad traits. And it's like when you even think about the Aboriginal like Dreamtime stories, that's a snake,
rainbow snake.
Yeah, the rainbow snake. Yeah, and it correlates all across with all the ancients. They use snakes represented. Even if you see like the Hermes, the snakes intertwined that we now use for medicine.
Yeah,
representation.
Right.
That was Hermes, who is the Greek representation of
Yes,
Thoth.
yeah.
The god of wisdom.
Yeah.
And the snakes represented wisdom.
Yeah.
And it's just like we've completely taken this and now, changed it. I fucking hate that. I hate how snakes are represented in today's world. Like, oh,
Stop
he's a
the
snake.
snake slander.
Yeah, stop the snake slander.
Stop
Normalize snake love.
The snake's okay, baby. Leave my babies alone. Don't ever talk to me, my fucking child, ever again.
That's why I want a
what's
snake.
this?
You don't have snakes,
Your
huh?
tattoo
I
on
wish.
here. I always see it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the middle
I
one
don't
right
know
there.
if you can get a zoom up on this, but this is like a symbol from my tribe which is the Akan tribe of Ghana, West Africa. And like this symbol pretty much represents like the supreme godhead, like the supreme, like it's pretty much what I think this is to me. It's like it looks like a vortex. It's like a conjuration of like energy in one place.
Okay.
So it's like, to me, it's like that's the God in me. You know,
wow, yeah.
like that's the king God. That's like the supreme in me, and I put it right there because it's like the center of me. Because that's literally what I am. I'm the actuating cause of myself.
Yeah.
And my whole experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's what
I like that.
Like it looks like it kind of like spirals into itself a bit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think it actually is trying to show me. That's what I think it is. But probably it isn't. But yeah,
But it is what it is to you. You know what I mean?
that's just like from my that's from my tribe.
No, that's sick. Because I always see it and I'm like, what is it there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
no, sick.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Looks like
Shout out
I fuck
my
with that.
peeps, Ghana. Yeah, for real.
Is that shit
For real.
For real. How would people take you getting that tattooed on you if you were in Ghana?
I don't even know, to be honest, because like I'm I haven't been back, you know.
Yeah,
I haven't been back. I like, as much as I'm an Australian, like I'm a Ghanaian, born person. Like I'm really Australian. Like that's
grew up
really
here,
what I am.
yeah.
I grew up here my whole
We
damn life.
assimilated as fuck.
Yeah.
Products of our environment, But
Yeah.
then we
For
also
real.
shape and create the environment too. Like eventually, enough of us that's going to change what that environment looks like for future generations too, or what that really means to be Australian. If now we're seeing our faces in the mainstream, that's going to start changing
feel
what
like-
it means to be
yeah.
Australian.
Certainly.
I feel like this generation of like people, especially like people of color, BIPOC, whatever, like our parents were trying to assimilate so hard that they just rid of their culture, and now we have like this like sense of like not belonging, not to like a white Australia, not to our culture because we don't know anything about it.
Stuck
That
in
like
the
a lot, we're stuck in the middle,
Yeah.
and a lot of us are trying to like get back to our roots, find out what's going
Fully.
on,
But I
and then
feel
we
like
can
our
pass
parents,
that on. Yeah, but they're just like completely disconnected.
Yeah, but for a lot of them, that
But it
was
was-
a survival
Yeah,
technique
100%.
Yeah,
because they weren't
100%.
exactly
Yeah.
being accepted.
No.
Assimilate or die.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's exactly what it
And,
was.
It's
It's
almost
sad.
a privilege that we have the power or
100%.
position to be like, nah, I want to go back
wanna
and dig that
learn.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like I always think about that. And for me, that journey then led to like, no, I really want to know my ancestors.
Yeah.
Like all the way back.
Yeah.
Like, this journey, because you become aware of assimilation and alteration and change of your people. And then you think about, well, how many times has this happened before me? Like what filters have been put on to my ancestors as time has gone by to form the man that I am or the person that I am.
Facts.
Go back and clear that shit up. We have time for one more question.
Okay.
So what's your final number?
77.
It went from a to a 77.
77.
That's like snake jazz.
Yeah.
77.
Nice. I like that.
Imagine announcing the lotto numbers like that.
77. That'll be hectic. I listen every night. I swear to God.
Be fully in a trance. What is question 77?
What was a book you read that stuck with you?
I forgot the name, but it was like a communications book.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like teaching you how to communicate and how to communicate your way through difficult conversations, like conversations we try to avoid
Right.
Yeah.
as human beings. And it was like at a time where like I was avoiding so many conversations with my mom. I was just like, just pop
good.
that right there. I just don't want to talk about it. And so I was like, I need to figure this shit out. I reached out to somebody. Actually, that somebody was my manager. He's a sick cunt.
Shout out to the manager.
Yeah, shout out to him. I reached out to my manager and I was like, this, and that, 1, 2, 3. He was like, read this book. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I read the book and I was like, talk to me. Talk to me.
I'm ready for all of the conversations.
Yeah, I thought I was. It's just a book, Angel. Calm down. You gotta put it into practice. But yeah, it helped me so much and it stuck with me. But the name didn't stick with me. So
Yeah,
that's it, Shay.
at least the lesson stuck.
Yeah,
with you. That's all that fucking matters.
What
really.
was in the book?
Yeah.
Is
It's
what
the message,
stuck
not the
with me.
messenger.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you got a book here. What's this book that you're reading right now?
This one's Milk and Honey.
Milk and Honey. That's a
Yeah.
book of poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
This one's crazy.
Yeah.
It's an easy read, but it's like you go through it and then you want to go back to
Yeah.
it.
Right. Explore
Yeah,
it again.
so that's why it's a dope book. Like I find myself like stuck on like one page and I'm just like, shit. So, taking that all in and I'm like, all right, next page.
Yeah.
But it's good.
That's kind of what you want to do.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Has there been this guy's like,
Fire,
has there
man.
been a book that has inspired? Like my one I'll always go to is probably gonna be The Alchemist for now. Have you read The Alchemist?
Mm-mm.
Read the fucking Alchemist.
I have multiple copies if you would like.
Yeah,
one.
facts.
Yes, please.
I've also not read it, but we can have a reading party.
Yeah, hectic.
It's amazing. It's seriously like for a fiction book, it's easy to read, but for a fiction book, it's very profound. It would change how you, and especially a person like you. I feel like a Capricorn reading a book like that. Let me sell it this way: a Capricorn reading a book like that will supercharge you, because there are certain codes in this book that I see almost as a book of scripture. Like if people started to revere this book, it would make more sense than a lot of the stuff that people revere. You know, it's a story, but the story is very relatable in a sense of the human experience. Right? You have to read it to them. I was about to say, what do you
I'll
think?
take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
What about you, El? Sorry, I cut you off, brother. Is there a book? Did I save your ass? Your sleepy ass? He's like, what are we talking about again? A book?
Looks like
What's
a
a
fucking
book?
sloth.
Yeah. I think there was this book that I kept reading. Like it's not like it was when I was a kid, but this book
Is
always
this a pamphlet?
Nah, definitely not a pamphlet. Definitely not a pamphlet. Nah, but it was this book. It was something about like this family who went out into like this like woods for like a picnic day or something like that, and then there was a bear.
A teddy bear picnic.
It was like a bear. Now there was like a bear that was like trying to like eat them and fuck them up and shit, and then they had to go into the cave. They had to go into this cave. Right. No, it rained and all these like problems were happening for them, and then they had to keep like trying to find a resolution. Every time they found a resolution, there was a problem, and then they found a resolution, and then they finally go back home. So what happened was like they went out for this picnic. It was raining. Then they were like, "Fuck, we gotta get out of this." So they ran into a cave, and there was a motherfucking bear in there, and the bear fool chased them all the way home. They got back inside the house and shit, and like,
What kind of a fuck bear is this
I
guy?
forgot what happened, but I don't know what the moral of the story was, but I remember as a kid, like it was one thing that I actually genuinely understood. Like at a young age, I felt like there was something I genuinely understood about this book, and it wasn't even about it being a book or it being a picture book or whatever. It was like, oh, there's a message, and at a young age, understanding like, oh, they put a message in this thing.
You actually understood.
That's why I understood it. So I like that's one book that I guess like sits with me every day, like. Because that was like the first time I ever realized like the power of like I guess writings or like books and all that sort of stuff.
Children's books are harder, I think, to write than people give credit for. Because you're reaching a message, but you have to simplify the message in a way that it reaches the whole audience without it being too directive or on the nose and in a creative way. Like I give props to children book writers. Didn't that guy, what's his name? He was like a hitman in Australian history. He was like known gangster, and he wrote children's books at the end of his life. Chopper Reed.
Yeah, something like
Didn't Chopper Reed write some children's books at the end of his life?
What a mad cunt.
I'm dead ass. I think he fucking did, right?
100. I've heard this story before.
That's wow. This motherfucker ended up like, what a story. Like that guy lived a
interesting-
story.
He's like,
of a life.
that children's book.
Children's book. Killed a couple motherfuckers, cut my own ears off in jail to get transferred. You know,
Right?
like he's
Yeah, for real.
and then wrote some children's books.
That's crazy.
It's like fuck it.
Why
My
not?
whole
not?
wall is a children's book in my room. Yeah. One day I looked at my room and I was like, this motherfucker's plain as hell. So like I painted my wall behind me a chalkboard, and then next to me I saw these like, it was at Aldi's. I saw these big ass books, like this big Dr. Seuss books.
Hey.
And I read this one book and it was called Oh, the Things You Can Think. And the message in it, it's like basically that like just the shit you can think up is possible. And so I was like, I'm gonna make this my wallpaper. This shit is fucking crazy. And the colors are like wicked, like all over the place. So like my mom helped me plaster it on my whole wall, and you can read it from like this way to that way.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Lit.
And whenever I'm like, fuck, I'm a shit cunt, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to do.
Turn around, look at the wall.
Yeah, just look at the wall and read it for a little bit. I'm like, oh, shut Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Coming through right at the end.
I like him.
Good man. I like that
The
guy.
man.
Is there a book that, like, I know there's a book from your childhood, but is like, have there been many books in your life that have kind of been like?
I think like the book from my childhood, mind you, I'm gonna plug this right now. If anybody has the book Lily and Me by Moses Aaron, it was released in 1996. I am willing to pay good money for it.
Hit us up. We're looking for that motherfucking book.
The only version of it I've ever been able to find was like $700.
Fuck.
Because like it's not that it's like an exceptional book or anything. It was just like there was no versions made of it. Like they went to public schools as like reading content. It wasn't like it was like a number one like bestseller.
And yet somehow they're still not around. I've gone to bookstores and asked about that book too. And
my name and number is written down at thrift bookshops. So
That's
if people
crazy.
come in and they like the book
They
comes
just happen
in,
to have it.
they call me because I go in all the time. They're like, no, it's not here. I'm like, you motherfucker. It's here somewhere. But that was I think the first like novel that I read that wasn't just like a children's book, and it really stuck with me. And this story as well is like really nice. It's like two people from like completely opposite ends of the world like becoming friends and then like having a really like genuine friendship. And yeah, it's a really like it's a really sad book, but like it stuck with me. But a book that I read as an adult that stuck with me. Have you guys ever read the Chicken Soup series?
No.
So there's a book called Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul. For the woman's soul.
I love chicken soup.
Yeah.
Right.
And essentially that's what it is. The book, when you like it's like a decent sized book, but essentially what it was a whole bunch of short stories that people had sent in. So it wasn't like one author, it was like a bunch of different people had sent in stories that just made you feel good. Like you were eating chicken soup.
Oh, that's cute.
And so the book, and I sobbed reading this book. Like I was like the second page and I was like, yeah, but it's like a really beautiful book. All the stories are like some of the stories are like a few sentences and then some are a few pages. It's like I've got it at home. Like I read it a few times. It's one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And it just made you feel like, wow, like this world isn't so harsh, there's beauty in everything, because like these are just normal people. Like these aren't authors, these aren't people, like these are just normal people writing in about their experiences that they have. And it's called Chicken Soup. Like one of the first stories in the book is because this guy as a child, he was so embarrassed to have
Why you embarrassed?
why you embarrassed? It's very
Tell me, my friend.
embarrassing.
So embarrassed.
Sorry, just from here on, whenever anyone says that word, that's all I hear. Yeah.
I'm
Keep
sorry.
going, please.
No, but like it's this guy, he's embarrassed
Embarrassed.
of his family, because I think he's a bit like Italian family. It's like a big, a big loud family.
Yeah.
Just like super like loud and in your face. And I think it's in America. And so he goes to his friend's house and, they're very quiet and they're very put together and they have dinner and they don't talk. And he was always embarrassed that when his friends come over that, we're going to use the same pot that we always cook this chicken soup in. It's always on the pot. It's always on the stove. There's always something in it. He was so embarrassed by this and that, his mom and dad wouldn't make him and his friends sit there and eat dinner together. He was so embarrassed as a child that he never wanted to have people over at his house. And then as he grew up and he was an adult, his friend that he always had over, who he would go to his house and he was jealous that his parents sat there quietly and they didn't talk and they would have their dinner and that was it. He learned how to make chicken soup. He learned how to make his friend's mother's chicken soup, because he goes, my memories growing up, my favorite memories were at your house.
Wow.
When we would come and we would sit together.
And this guy was embarrassed.
And he was so embarrassed of it. He goes, and so he sat down and gave me a bowl of chicken soup. Yeah.
That's cute. That's mad cute.
Yeah, that's deep. Sorry, that just like,
Yeah.
I think people don't know what the fuck they have.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Like the grass is always greener on the other side kind of thing.
But
Bro, I feel like this year was like the time that I learned, like, I surrounded myself with like different people and like I noticed I really hadn't been around anybody who hadn't struggled before. And then this year I kind of branched out and just like, totally threw like my normal Capricorn instincts away and was like, oh, get out of your shell. So I got out of my shell. I spoke to people and I was just like, bro, motherfuckers don't know how fucking good they have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this shit?
real.
Yeah.
And then I came in and I just said, reality, like this, like, bro, check yourself real quick. Yeah, like what the fuck is crazy. People just really don't know.
No, I
But when
always
you
say
do
like
know-
I will never trust anyone who hasn't had to struggle.
Yeah.
Like I would never trust anyone who's never had a struggle in their life.
Yeah.
If your whole world has been handed to you on a silver platter and you're still complaining about something,
Fuck you.
nah.
Yeah, go for yourself.
But you know, I like to like on Instagram. I follow like nature, like but real hardcore nature, like
Nature's metal.
pages. Yeah,
Nature
nature is metal.
metal.
Perfect
Yeah.
example. And you see how fucked up like the natural world is as a reminder of like very much kill or be killed. And it's just crazy out there, right?
Yeah.
And what it always does for me is I always just think how lucky I am, not even to just be in a human in a safe place, but to just even be a human, like at least gives me a better opportunity than all of the
Yeah.
animals have, right? At
Fact.
living some kind of a life
Yeah.
where you have some form of luxury and safety. And then it's just like even that level of just, man, I have safety. Like I'm not worried about being eaten every fucking
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even that's a luxury, just as a sentient being, not even just as a human, as a being. And I think when we realize all the other creatures that exist on this earth and their scenarios too, it's like, bro, you realize how fucking lucky you are.
But it's not even just creatures. Like as humans, we always say like the birth lottery. We
Yeah,
don't.
it
we
is the
we,
fucking
we
birth
don't
lottery.
have that worry.
Yeah.
Living in Australia, living
Yeah.
in Sydney, we don't have that worry. But
Nah.
if you're
Yeah.
living out in the middle of the fucking jungle,
Yeah.
you might
know
be
what's
worried that
up.
someone's gonna fucking
Yeah,
eat you.
yeah,
no,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Or like when we're talking about like how people end up in cartels and end up getting their
Yeah.
heads taken off on videos,
Yeah.
and you think this poor dude is just like he born in poverty, doesn't have many options, joins the cartel because he has to as a low grade
Yeah.
militant person, gets caught by an opposing cartel, and he's nothing but like fodder. You know, his
Yeah.
head gets taken off as a message to his enemies, and that's his lot in life. And it's just like not even being born in a place where you have to deal with those realities is a fucking huge
It's a blessing.
fucking blessing.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like, or in Palestine where you just because you're
Yeah.
born here means you
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
leave. Like it's not even
on the
about
wrong side of the fence.
yeah. And it's like you don't even have the choice, even if you had the money to
Yeah.
be able to pick up and just move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Literally there's a wall you will face. And it's just like, nah, this is where you have to stay and face the you know, the tribulations and oppression. It's just like, nah, no matter how bad we have it, we have fucking paradise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it comes back, I think parts of it is this, when you're taught that there's this sky daddy that made you and loved you and he has done everything for you, and certain things are meant to come your way. There's a expected why me. When bad things happen to you, it's why me. It's more like when good things happen to you, why me? Because
Yeah.
the norm is the bad. The
Yeah.
norm is the
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
anything extra,
Yeah.
you fucking lucky.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should be expecting all the shit to go bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then and be grateful for anything that doesn't go bad, as opposed to the other way around. Like
Yeah,
we don't.
facts.
No one owes us shit.
Mhm.
Like nothing owes us anything. Zero. You know, you just have to get what you can. You know what I'm saying, in this world. And it's just like recognizing what you have, even the resources you have, the potential you have, is the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Which one of you told me this thing about if you gave, or they did, I don't know, I guess they wouldn't have been able to do an experiment, but like the poor people, the rich people, like there's a certain sense of a mentality level to it too, where if you gave somebody who didn't have money a certain amount of money, or you starting them off the same, they would still end up, one person would end up poor, the other end up rich, because it stems back to like thinking. Not that that's the case, because a lot of people who are rich, born rich, but like there is a like in poverty-stricken places, there's also a culture of poverty that inhabits those places.
Yeah.
The way people use their money is also, you know, and it's because of like they kind of been forced in that. You kind of get taught those things, and you have to unlearn those things. Yeah, it's systematic. Well, poverty like breeds poverty.
Yeah.
For a lot of the you know, because of the way it's designed, how people spend their money, what access they have to usage. Motherfuckers are born
The system's
with all
meant to
shit.
keep you in the system. Like at the end of the day, like
100%. I mean, for most of human history, that has been the case.
yeah.
But like now, it's kind of hidden, right? It's systematic, but it used to be right then and there. Like there was the ruling elite, and there was the poor, and the poor had to be poor. You paid the poor, like you worked the land for the fucking king, and if you tried to get out of that position, it was as if you were going against God's will. That's how they saw it. It was blasphemous. That's how they kept you in fucking check. Free your mind.
Free your mind.
Now they
please.
take you, you're fine and fucking lock you up.
Yeah, no doubt. But like at least it's getting better. on the sphere of fucked up shit.
Sphere of fucked up shit.
You know, like the fuckery of humankind is getting better. There's still a lot of fuckery, but I'd say there's no better time to be alive than now.
Facts.
At least the information access we have, at least the fact that we can protest without them just coming out and shooting us dead.
I mean, what in Australia?
Yeah. But okay, so like even if we look in America and what they are doing, they will shoot you in the street, and we recognize that as being fucked up, and we point that out, and there are protests about that being fucked up. In a time in human history that wasn't fucked up.
That was fun.
That was the norm.
That was what it was.
They would come back and shoot the whole rest of you and be like, anyone else?
Yeah.
Like, we're not hiding the fact that we do this. We will do this. So shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Well, damn.
Well, in that case, let's wrap up on that note of, well, damn.
Well, damn,
man. But like, this is the show, Question Everything. And I guess the idea of everything is to question everything. And you seem, and I know this about you, you're a person who does fucking question everything.
Everything.
All of the things.
Respect, yo.
So thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate your
Much
presence.
love.
Always a blessing. We're definitely going to have you come back on season 2.
For sure.
Definitely going to have you back. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure with you.
Always.
Blessings. Peace to you all. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what kind of questions you want us to discuss. And like and share. And obviously follow everybody's IG and whatnot. And watch out for A.Girl. Got some mad music coming through. You got to check that stuff out. It's some of the best stuff you'll ever hear coming out of this country, out of the world, period. The world need to recognize, no doubt, what's happening out here. New wave.
New wave, baby.
Peace.
Peace.